Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to do this sultry, smoky glitter, whatever you want to call it, big lashes, wing liner kind of look for what I think is like a great New Year's Eve look or New Year's Day look, whether you are staying in like you should be or going out like the irresponsible person you are. But nonetheless, I'm going to walk you through all the steps that I did to get this eye look. It is going to be a little bit more of a laid back video. And I'm also going to be using a lot of products that I got gifted to me, whether for Christmas or whatever may have you. So a lot of these products are going to be a little bit new. Some of them are going to be some of my favorites. It'll be a mixture of everything. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so first we're going to start with the eyes. I'm going to use a little bit of tape because I want this look to be a little bit more sharp. I think I'll just do one eye at a time, so I'm just going to tape this one for now. I'm going to go in with my Stay Naked concealer in 50 WY. I'm going to put that all over the lid. So usually I use the Urban Decay Primer Potion, but today I'm going to kind of just use concealer because I want a little bit more pigment, more so than wear. Okay, so now that I have that all blended out, we're going to take the first palette, which is the Haus Laboratories Glam #1 Fame palette. This palette was given to me by my brother, so I love this palette. It's very smoky, very neutral. And of course, it's Lady Gaga's brand, so it is going to be, I hope, very good. I did swatch a couple of these shades, and they feel so buttery and so smooth. It feels like a very luxe formula. So I'm dipping into the Bone shade, and I'm not going to zoom you in like I usually do. I feel like this is going to be a little bit more of a laid-back video, but I'm taking the shade, I believe it's Cake. So the shades are in the back. And you guys know how I feel about that. So I'm going to take it on the JH30 brush, just a big fluffy brush. And I'm going to take it all over the lid to the brow bone just to set that concealer. So it pretty much is the same color as the concealer, so it's not going to be, of course, like a crazy shade or anything. I'm just doing this to set the concealer and make sure the other shades blend. I'm going to take the JS9 brush, which is like a longer blending brush, and I'm going to dip into Contort, which is this deep brown shade right here. Very pigmented right off the bat. I'm going to throw that right into my crease. Oh, you see, like, very easy payoff already. So I'm going to throw that into my crease. I'm going to start building my crease up. So normally I would start with a lighter shade, then build it up. But since this look is going to be, of course, very smoky, very glam, I want it just to start off very smoky. So I'm just taking that into my crease, and this is blending out so quickly, so effortlessly. I'm going to take that JH30 brush with no product on it, and I'm just going to hit the edges. Not that I really have to, but I just want to make sure everything is blended and seamless, and it already is, so this is kind of just another step. Excuse my skin, by the way. I'm going through it. I think the mask that I wear at work is really, like, with my skin, so just deal with that. I'm going to take another palette. This is actually the 4-Way Fantasy by Haus Laboratories. Again, my brother got this for me, and I'm going to dip into this shade Bondage. Looks like a mauve purple in the pan. I'm gonna grab that on the JH31 brush. Ooh, yeah, see, that's very pigmented. And I'm gonna focus this more so in the outer edge. So right in here. It has a little plastic on the mirror. Yeah, that's just gonna give you a little bit of smokiness on the outer edge, but it's a little bit more mauve. Of course, I didn't just want to use brown shadows, but I love the way that's looking already. I'm gonna take the JH40 brush and I'm gonna go back into the Fame palette by Haus Laboratories, and I'm gonna dip into the color Top Hat, which is a matte black shadow. And I'm gonna tap off all the excess, and I'm gonna kind of just place it. So if I look forward, I have this fold right here. So I'm going to place it right into that to give it just a tad bit more dimension. So if I open my eye, you can see the first color Contort, then the Top Hat color, and then the Bondage color. So I wanted that to just give it a little bit more dimension. I am going to add some glitter in the inner portion of my eye, but I feel like I want a little bit of like a shimmer shade. I have this shade right here called Slipper Room, and it's like, I feel like that matches the Bondage shade that I have on the outer edge. I'm going to grab this Morphe M124 flat brush and just grab some of that color. And then I'm just going to kind of pack it right on the outer edge. So that's basically the same color as the Bondage color, but it just has a little bit of like a shimmer to it. So it looks just a little bit more pretty. It's still deep. So just using this palette for the first time, I can tell these shades are immaculate. Like, these have not given me any issues. And this black is very black. I'll do a couple swatches at the end just so I can show you. I love how smoky that's looking. So I'm gonna take the JH31 brush and kind of just smoke that out a little bit with no excess product. Yeah, something like that. And then I'll clean up with concealer after. So I am going to use a gold glitter for this inner portion, but I want to put like a shimmer down first. I'm going to take this Profusion Mesmerize eyeshadow palette that my boyfriend gave me for Christmas. I'm actually going to take that Morphe M124 brush and just wipe off the excess product. And I'm going to grab this shade right here. This is a gold shade called Pleased. So I think that'll match the gold glitter that I'm going to use. Very soft pigmented shimmer. So as you can see, there's a little bit of fallout there in the pan. But there's no mirror on here. So I'm going to focus this like right here on. So if you wanted to cut the crease, you could. I didn't find it necessary personally. But if you wanted to, you could. I'm just going to take that JS9 brush and kind of blend. Then actually, why not? I'm just going to use the same brush, the same M124 from Morphe. I'm going to take this bigger Profusion palette that my boyfriend also got me. This is called the Extravaganza palette. Very fancy. So it has this beautiful gold glitter in here, which is called Glitz. So I'm going to grab that with the brush. Or you can use your finger. I'm going to use a brush. And I'm just going to grab a little bit at a time. So this is kind of like one of those... Let me see if I can show you. This is like one of those like pressed glitters. So it is like suspended in something. But I'm just going to grab a little bit at a time. You can see there. The pressed glitter is a very slippery slope. It's not like a Stila Magnificent Metal glitter. Pressed glitter can be very messy. So as you can see here, I have it all right here. Which is why I decided to do my eyes before I did my complexion. Which is, if you're doing like a smoky look like I am, that's what I would recommend you do. So, a little trick, if you got glitter everywhere, take some tape. Because you're going to try and brush it off and it's not going to go anywhere. So you're going to take some tape and you're just going to take it off. This also works like in the removal of the glitter from your eyes. Take some tape and gently pat it off your eye. It's going to be a lot more gentle on your eye than just scrubbing it. So next thing that's left is if you want to do a wing, do a wing. I think I am. Should I do it with... Yeah, I guess I'm just going to do it with the tape on. I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner. And this is like a well liner with a brush. So, has that brush there. So you can either do like a dramatic wing, you can do a baby wing. Let's see what I end up with. Kind of the wing that I have right now. I'm going to take off the tape and see if I need to like fix it. Okay, yeah, so I definitely need to make this wing a little bit further. So I'm going to take my AVD Vegan Beauty Tattoo Liner. I'm going to just extend it out. I just need like an inner corner highlight, and there's so many shimmer shades in these palettes. I think I'm just going to take this shade called Ravishing right here in the Profusion Mesmerize palette. I'm going to take down this little Milani like domed brush. Hit it right in here. Okay, so that is one eye done. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and I'll be right back to do the complexion. Okay, so we're done with both eyes now. I went ahead and curled my lashes, so let's go ahead and add some mascara and lashes. For mascara, I'm going to take my, of course, NARS Climax mascara. And I'm just going to coat my lashes. So I have one eye done. Actually, I have the NARS Climax Extreme mascara. I think I'm going to do it on the other eye. I was going to do like a whole dedicated video to this, but I don't think I want to. I think it's a little boring. So the wand's actually a little different than the... Let me show you. On the left, the one with the red cap is the regular NARS Climax mascara. The one with the black cap is the NARS Climax Extreme. They're a little bit different in size and shape. I want to see if that'll be a huge factor. I'm going to do it on these lashes. So the bigger brush is already immediately harder for my shorter lashes, but it is coating them very quickly. Oh my god, this wing liner turned out so like wonky. I don't even want to talk about it because I will have a panic attack. So I mean, on first impressions, they look the same to me. I mean, I honestly don't see a lot of difference. I feel like the Climax Extreme gives me a little bit more volume than the regular Climax mascara. It honestly doesn't look that much different. I mean, they're both good mascaras, I guess, but honestly, the NARS Climax Extreme doesn't look that much different. So now let's pop on a lash. I do have this big pack from Ioni Lashes. I know you guys have seen me use the Ioni Lashes before, but they have these big packs at Burlington, and they're only like $8, and they have 8 pairs of lashes in here. Oh my god. I have 2 packs actually with different pairs in them. I'm kind of looking at these right here. So, I don't know. So they have the styles in the back, but I don't remember how, like, I don't remember if the lashes came this way or the other way around. So they're either bombshell or undressed. So I don't know which one. This is the lash I'm going to use. It's a little bit more flared out at the end, so that's what I kind of want, because all the attention is like on the middle of the eye. I don't want a big lash right in the middle. I kind of want something like in the end, very pretty, to elongate the eye. They do, okay, so a little tip, when lashes have that little plastic piece at the end, you always want to trim that off, because that is going to poke your eye. It really is, and it's going to annoy you, and it's going to be a whole thing, and you're going to want to rip your lashes off. So I just used like, this is like a clean pair of nail clippers. So I just literally like, so, like I haven't used these on my toes. So I'm just going to clip that off. Then I'm going to go to the other end. Make sure you don't clip off any lash hairs. And again, clip. And there we go. I am going to use, of course, my Velour lash glue, my holy grail lash glue. While that lash is drying, I'm going to go ahead and grab the other lash and take off those little plastic bits I was telling you about. So this lash is ready to go. Okay, now we have both lashes on. So they are a little bit big, but I don't know, I feel like they kind of work. Yeah, I like them. They're cute. Actually just going to do my brows really quickly. So I'm just going to use the Benefit Precisley My Brow Pencil in the shade number 6. And I'm not going to do anything crazy to my brows. I'm just going to kind of fill them in. I just want like a simple brow. I don't want anything too like carved out. Just going to throw a little bit of brow gel in there. Of course, my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. Nothing new here. Texas. Okay, now let's move on to the complexion. So I got this sponge set from my manager, Kayla. So I'm going to go ahead and use this today. This is the Morphe and Lisa Frank collaboration sponges. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and get one damp and be right back. God. Okay, so I got them wet. So they have 2 face sponges and 3 little concealer sponges, which I think are so cute. I would never use this like on a regular basis, so I just wanted to try out just for the video. But I have Morphe sponges, so this is the Morphe X Jeffree Star. Then I do have like the regular one. It's all scummy, sorry. These feel a lot softer than Morphe's regular sponges, so we'll see. I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I'm just going to take, like, the butt of the sponge and just... I've been liking this technique a little bit more than just, like, scooping it out and putting it on. A little bit better. The little concealer spongy. And I don't know if I can put this under my eye, but I'm going to put it under my eye. Oh my god. So my sister got me this mirror, and it lights up. But it's a little low-key, it's a little bright for, like, just in your face. So I, like, just have it off. Went ahead and got glitter everywhere, which is to be expected. Glitter. So glitter eyeshadow for me is not like a huge favorite of mine personally, unless I use like a Stila Magnificent Metal, but pressed glitters, loose glitters, not really my thing. But it is New Year, so when I think of New Year, I think glitter, I think glam, I think smoky eye, so here we are. For foundations today, we're going to go very drugstore, so I'm going to take my e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation in Suede and my LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation in Cafe. So I'm going to do 2 pumps of the e.l.f. Let's say 1 good pump of the LA Girl, because the LA Girl is pretty full coverage. I'm going to mix that with this brush that I have here.
Pretty good color.
Yeah, I don't know. This sponge feels super soft. I feel like this is a lot softer than Morphe's regular sponges. My skin is so bad right now, and I know it's from my mask at work. I know it because I haven't changed like anything in my skincare routine or anything like that in so long. So I know it's the fact that it's my mask, and I'm probably not washing my mask often enough. So, you know, this is just what happens. So we have foundation to cover, so we're all good there. I feel like the e.l.f. foundation really has like a... Or is it the LA Girl? I don't think it's the LA Girl. I think it's the e.l.f. foundation that really has like a fragrance to it. Okay, so foundation is on. Let's go in with some concealer. So I was cleaning out my stuff and I found a Shape Tape that may or may not be like 3 years old. But let's use it. This is in the shade Medium, which is a pretty good highlighting shade for me. And I know you're not supposed to use this much. I don't care. I love to use a lot of concealer. I mean, it doesn't smell weird, so I'm gonna take the little concealer sponge. Oh my god, this is so tiny. I mean, it is really good to like get right here, right next to my wing. so I don't completely like erase that. And I think I'm just gonna take the bigger sponge to do my face because I feel like that kind of took a little bit of time. I love Shape Tape, but I don't know. I feel like Shape Tape is so overhyped. I know it is overhyped, but it just looks so good. It always does. So actually, I thought like putting the primer under my eye would help with the creasing. And I think it's making me crease more, which is great. So I got this new, well, it's not new. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Powder. I got this in medium. It actually it looks a lot darker in the pan, but I feel like I can set my concealer with this. My coworker Anna Marie gave this to me for Christmas, so thank you. Funny enough, she also gave me this brush last year for Christmas. So this is the Morphe M536. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that powder. So this is supposed to be like a maze for under the eye. I know the Taylor, or rebrand, Taylor Wynn loves using this powder under her eye, and I want to try it. So, oh my god, I'm already super creasy. I don't know if like a brush is better or like a sponge is better. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and like use the sponge. So see, like, oh my god, like I think that primer made me crease even more. Cause I'm creasy, but like, I don't know, I don't usually feel like it's this bad. This is so like blurring. I feel like if I get this like in a shade darker, like for my face, this would be amazing. Like, it'll be like an amazing like blurring like face powder. I love that. That looks so pretty. Gonna kind of just set around my face, because this is too light to set my entire face with. Love the way that looks under my eye. I'm actually going to take my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana. And I am going to bake. So I'm going to use the sponge again, just to like bake under my eye. So I do love to bake with this powder, but I do not leave this on that long. I kind of just put it on almost immediately. I'm just going to like start wiping it off. It is a little bit dry. Yeah, I just love that like soft blur it gives for the face. I think I'll just set my whole face with this. I'm going to take it with the sponge and kind of just lightly set my whole face with this. I feel like my under eyes look so smooth, so snatched. At least like in the mirror. I don't know how they look on camera, but in the mirror, they look great. I'm going to take a couple spritz of this Tula Signature Glow spray. It smells like candy. Before I move on to the rest of the face, I'm going to finish my eyes. I'm going to take the 4-Way Fantasy Palette by Haus Laboratories. And I'm going to take the JH40 brush and dip back into the shade Bondage and run that underneath my lash line. I'm going to go back into the Fame palette. With the same brush, I'm going to dip into, what is this called? Contort. And further smoke that out just a little bit lower. I'm going to take a little bit of my Perversion eye pencil. Again, nothing new here. It's my favorite black eyeliner. Then with my Benefit Bad Gal Bang, I'm going to put some mascara on my lower lashes. Okay, so I just bumped myself, so I'm going to wait until that dries and I'm going to scratch it off. And I love how sultry the eyes came out for sure. I don't know what's going on my nose right here, and I'm not even going to try to mess with that right now. So we are kind of in the home stretch. So I'm going to use this Morphe 8T face palette that my coworker Anna Marie got for me. So thank you, Anna Marie. I'm going to take this JH06 brush, and I'm going to... There's a couple bronzer shades in here and like a contour. I think I'm going to dip into the contour first, which is named Misbehaving. Ooh, this is very... At least, I feel like this is going to be very pigmented. So it's going to be this one, right over here. So I'm going to focus that more at the base of my cheek. I'm actually going to take my JH02 brush, And I'm going to dip into this bronzer right here. This looks really pretty. This is called Big Shot. And I'm going to use this to kind of like bronze my face. I feel like that's looking a bit muddy over here. But that just could be me. Like I was telling you guys earlier, like my skin is just not having it lately. So it could just be my skin. Yeah, because it's looking a little muddy like right there. Not so much on this side, but yeah, and I can tell like, so I have like a pretty big breakout like right here, and it did like rub off the foundation because it wasn't like sticking, which I knew was gonna happen. I'm gonna take this clean JH30 brush. I'm gonna like dip into the contour and contour my nose with that. Again, I don't know what's going on with my nose right there, so honestly, my complexion is kind of being a hot mess right now, but you know, whatever. I'm kind of gonna dust off the JH06 brush. I'm gonna mix these two blushes that are in here. They're called Spunky and Maker. And I'm just going to kind of lightly. That's very pretty for blush. Y'all know how I feel about blush sometimes. This does have like a banana powder in here, so I'm almost like wanting to... Oh, that's very pretty. Yeah, that banana powder is so pretty. There is two highlighters in here, so I think I'm going to dip into the more gold one, which is called Courageous. I'm going to take that on this Wet n Wild Star Luxe highlighting brush that my boyfriend got for me. So cute. And I'm going to take a little bit of that. I don't know how pigmented this is. I mean, the bronzer and blushes are pigmented, so I'm expecting this to be as well. Ooh, okay. The thing about Morphe's highlighters, even like their highlighters in the past, is they're little, I don't know, like they are kind of weird. It's kind of a weird formula. Like I remember when they first came out with highlighters, it was like cool, you know, Morphe came out with highlighters. But I don't know, like I've never been a big fan of their highlighter formula. This palette's formula seems to be a little bit better than their like standalone ones, but see, like I don't know, like they almost like give you the glow and then they don't. Finding this a little bit tricky to blend out. It's almost just like a streak. I mean, it looks pretty, very blinding. I don't know if I'll ever use that pink one, but pretty. Overall, I do love this palette, so yay, awesome. Love a good bronzer, like contour palette. Always live for that, always need one. And now the last thing is lips. So of course we're gonna go for a nude lip. And I have been loving this lip combo lately. So I've been using the KKW Beauty lip liner in Love. So I'm gonna line my lips with that. It's just like a nice nude brown color. It's almost the same color as my regular lip, but it's like a tad bit more warm brown. So then I'm going to take, yes, Miss KKW HBD Lip Velvet. And of course we can throw a gloss on this, but I think for this look, I'm going to keep it this, so all the focus is on the eyes. If not, I would have totally added Birthstone lip gloss on top, but I think I'm just going to keep it the way it is. I love the way it looks. So this is like a New Year's look, but you should be social distancing and not going to the bars like any irresponsible person should. So we're not going to want this to last all night. We're just going to go sit on our couch. So I'm just going to use the same Tula face spray that we used earlier. Because I don't think this really like locks in makeup. It's just supposed to like be like a refreshing spray. And there we go, guys. The look is complete. This is kind of my New Year's kind of like look. It's very, I think the eyes are very glam, but the complexion is very smooth, very soft. Like, of course, we got a glowing highlight going on. All the attention should be on the eyes, of course, but this is kind of like my interpretation of what I think a New Year's Eve like makeup look would be. Very glitz, very glam. My lips just, like, this lip combo just makes my lips look so, like, plump. Anyway, so what are you guys doing for New Year's? I hope it's not going out, but I can't stop anybody. Nonetheless, tell me down below, what are your New Year's plans? Are you going to stay home? Are you going to be irresponsible and go to the bars? Or are you going to, you know, hang out? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. And I'll see you guys in 2021. Bye, guys.